Icon. Welcome to this 50 minute of experience. Today I'm with Filip Bojovic. Welcome to this podcast.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
So, as you know, I will start to know more about you. Let's start to say who you are, what you do, where you come from, and so on. Yeah, generally.
Uh, I was born and raised in Novi Sad, Serbia. Uh, I studied here at the Academy of Arts. I'm a graphic designer and I take photographs also.
Cool. So short and
Yeah.
effectively. Okay. So yeah, your work it's really particularly interesting. I like a lot. There is a lot of subject. I would say you are a researcher, and there is no definition. I think about this kind of photography is just outdoor photography, and yeah, it's combined a lot of different subject, different style, different mood. The only matter is the reality you have in front of you.
Yeah.
So scrolling your Instagram page, there are thousands of pictures, thousands of moments, and yeah, actually I was watching at the draft you sent me of your book. um, and let's start from that. Tell me a bit more about how did you approach to photography? When did you start? And what is for you photography?
Well, I actually started really early when I was in elementary school, but it was always this kind of point and shoot cameras, just taking snapshots. Never had a digital camera. And mm, I started shooting like people from my school, my friends in the classroom, at the school break, or those kind of things. Back then in the early 90s, when there wasn't mobile phones and there wasn't so much photography of everyday life and everyday objects. And when I started um, studying at the academy, it was like maybe a moment when there was this peak of digital photography. Uh, every year there were more and more megapixels and everything. And at that time, I actually stopped taking photos for maybe 4 years. And then again, I found uh, Yashica point and shoot camera around 2011 and started taking photos again. So
Okay, so yeah, you have a lot of picture now. So I would imagine what is on Instagram is not only the half of or a quarter of what you have. And in your picture, there is constantly use of different subject, but they are repetitive. So there is food, there is people, and there are fragments of daily life. And I'm curious to ask you, how do you usually take picture? I mean, it's something rhythmic inside of your life.
I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe, but I'm not aware of it.
I mean,
Uh,
because if we scroll your profile, for example, I can see there's systematically always a plate of food, or hands. The hands are always there.
yeah.
Hair and street, how we would minimal street object, and scattered subject. I mean, I would say I'm pretty close to your page. I mean, I shoot quite similar things, so then I can understand also the mood, and but checking better the entire profile is kind of a reminiscence of truth you have inside of your mind. So it's yeah, I mean, it's for sure something unconsciously,
Yeah, definitely.
and it's instinctive. So you see it at the things, and you shoot, and then you collect, and I think it's as I said, many of these podcasts. I think photography start to be an act of thinking only in the moment we select our work. We want to show our work, and that's why I'm asking you more about what you publish than what you shoot, because shooting is a really instinctive mood, but selecting and publish is much more. It's a kind of sentence to say, no?
Yeah. Well, I don't spend much time selecting, so I don't have like a backstory behind it or a concept or anything. Um, I
But
just I just like some of the photos from the film and um, maybe share it in a rhythmic way, as you said, like mm, to present all of these things that I enjoy um, capturing. So mm, yeah, I like to take a walk around the city, drive the bicycle, and when I find something that catches my eye, that's it basically.
I have to I have to let meet with a friend of mine. Is doing the same, riding the bike and shooting picture. Also pretty similar to your picture. As I said, also my picture are pretty similar, and also there's another photographer named Jack Varley that I collaborate with. It's also pretty similar to your pictures. I will say. Yeah, it's a kind of collection. I mean, but at the point, I think you started to think about, okay, why I'm collecting all of this picture, because then the picture are not anymore 20 rolls, 30 rolls, 50 rolls, 100 rolls, are many more, and then you need the space, you need in a way a system to archive them, you need a system to remind where you have this picture or another. Then you start to think, okay, why I'm collecting this picture, and did you give to yourself some answer?
Mm, not really.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. So let's say
I always have like this sort of idea to have a book or some sort of publication. So I think it's a um, like a mixing of my two passions that I like, graphic design and photography. So yeah, I always have like a book in like a final, like this final selection, it would be a book. So that's
yeah,
maybe the
I think, I mean, in this case, as a curator of book, as I think you know that I do it books. Uh, I've seen the draft you sent me, so of your book, and I will say, yeah, I really like the selection. The only things I don't like is the disposition of the
Mhm.
picture. I think the book doesn't have a rhythmic. It's like I mean, it's okay if you wanna just publish a book where you wanna showcase the picture, then page by page, a picture is okay. I mean, as also a kind of aesthetics, really nice. I've seen books really interesting, especially from Japanese photographer and editor. They're collecting thousands of pages, thousands of picture. It's okay like that. I love it. But what I think it's in your work it's interesting is there is a particular story probably that you are not aware about, but there is a story, and there is a lot of you. No, you're constantly talking about yourself, or maybe you're talking about something you have inside that you probably not talk in general. And I would say, yeah, you have a treasure of of picture. I mean, there are thousands of picture, and thousands of picture compose periodically, moments, years, monthly, and especially experience, and you don't reserve yourself in a way. It's there are crash, there is the dirty, there is the aesthetics, there is the beautiful, there is the bad, there is the drugs, all of this moment. So I think it's pretty much more easier to talk about what is your life, what is inside of your life, than what is inside of your picture, because your picture, in a way or another, translate your life.
Yeah.
So yeah, tell me more about, okay, what you do usually every day, and yeah, how you get in touch with should you do it. I mean, especially when there are people there.
Well, I think uh, I live a pretty quiet life. So, for example, this Corona period looks like my normal life,
Okay.
being pretty much isolated with few of my friends that I know for my whole life. I never liked going out or something of those things, but maybe just chilling with my friends at houses, apartments, those kind of things. And as I said, I really like taking walks and driving the bike. So yes, in a way, I am hiding maybe behind this camera or something. It's some sort of a transparent wall
Do you think
between.
the camera is a tool for you to touch some point that you usually don't touch without?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
I mean, in a way, you feel that you did some experience in photography that without you will never do it.
Mm, Maybe not that extreme, but maybe some parts, yeah.
Okay, okay. So let's jump again to the book you sent me. I mean, it's clear that you sent me a quote, especially for your mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are driven to say, okay, this the city my mother loved, and this is what I see about the city, and how much fit the vision your mother had of the city and the vision you have of the city.
Uh, well, my mom moved here uh, when she was like 5 years old or something like that. She spent like the whole of
Like,
her life in Novi Sad, and um, I think that I'm much more critical of this city than she was. So I have like a love-hate relationship with this city. And I think that she was just enjoying living here, So mm, for her, it was easy, normal, easy going. And it is a bit uh, easy going city because it's a second largest city in Serbia after the Belgrade. And it's different because it's much more slow. People are more chill, more relaxed. Everything is slower. And in a way, I like that. But sometimes I just want to escape this and do something more radical, more crazy.
I don't know. Tell me, let's drive ourselves in some dreams. What would you like to do? Where would you like to go?
What do I like to?
What would you like to do? Where you would like to go? I mean, do you have some dreams to? I mean, sometimes we think about, I would love to, I don't know, go to live, for example, in New York for 1 year, for
Yeah.
example.
I would like to see like the Eastern um, mm, Islamic countries. I think I have a passion for Middle East and mm, even the farther east as well. So I never been to those countries. I always went to the west,
Okay.
and I think that now for me it's time to see like this other side of the world. So yeah, I always wanted to explore that different kind of lifestyle, different culture, religion, everything, you know.
Yeah, sure. It's for sure something I think can open some door for you to understand also better yourself, no?
Yeah, because I think that we have like mm, not a real view on these countries from a Western perspective, and I would really like to see it with my own eyes to experience it for myself.
Yeah, I'm curious to know uh, what can be what can happen, you know, uh, during this travel. I mean, I will now push you to doing this travel because I think you can really figure out something probably. But I want to also push out from you some more about your photography because uh, your way also to compose. For example, I watched your Tumblr
Mm-hmm.
and the way to compose your say visual on page. It's quite interesting, and I asked to myself, where did you learn, or if it's just are you influenced from something, someone, some kind of school of photography, some kind of things, some artist, or it's everything come from out from you?
Well, um, I don't have like photography books, and I don't research that many other photographers. But with this Tumblr, it was just me trying to do a bit with the coding. So I was just playing. It was nothing. I didn't have a concept also behind that, how I present my photographs. So it's me trying to do some coding, and I don't have a clue what I was doing.
So you're I don't know. I don't know what to say, but it's quite impressive the way it's composed the scroll. I don't know if it's casual. It's I don't know, but it's quite really quite impressive because it's following a kind of poetry way to talk about your work, poetry way to put down the pictures, and there's a kind of rhythmic, and this is for me what you have on your Tumblr is exactly what I think is I will think is the best can work for your book. Instead of this just picture, um, what
But
you have
at
on
this,
your Tumblr, there is a kind of rhythmic that follow the flow of the images and collect them, combine them in not only aesthetic way, because yeah, there are a lot of fitting coding of color, but there is also a rhythmic between what you say and what your pictures say. This is what I didn't found in the composition of the book.
yeah,
Uh,
because at this stage, this draft is just a selection. I didn't do like um, graphic thing on it, you know, like it's
yeah, I think it's difficult. It's totally difficult to work on the book of your picture. I mean, as a header in this case, working on my own project took 5 years. Just, so,
yeah,
so it's not easy at all.
yeah.
And working on the picture of others, yeah, take much less. It's totally another word. It's a game, I would say. And I'm curious what come out from. I'm totally curious because I think that I hope that you didn't publish everything on Instagram, and then you reserve some stuff much more deeper, also cruel sometimes, I will say,
Yeah.
and yeah, new, something others didn't see until now. I've seen that you write often on your picture that you can provide the print. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm asking to myself, okay, well, when people would like to have print of yours, where should they go? Where they have to click? They have just to contact you, or just I don't know.
Yeah. They just send me a message on Instagram, and that's basically it. Mm, I mean, I did sell. Um, I cannot say like a lot, but I do sell like from time to time. Mm,
Okay, so it work. I mean,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I was curious to know if you was on some platform, or you just write down and then they will follow you, then approach to you.
No, I'm not actually. I'm just selling through Instagram.
Okay, okay. That's I hope that work that and for you to make some money from, because I think yeah, it can be also that you can open a kind of Etsy shop or stuff like that, or even Patreon coffee, or a
Mm-hmm.
donation, because I think there is constancy, and this constancy in a way has value. Let's say something else. Then I let you go. Did you also join at some exhibition, right? Uh, and I wanted to know how many exhibitions you did. What is the feeling to doing an exhibition for you, and what about the connection with other people?
Well, I did not have that many exhibitions. Um, when I was younger, I had a graphic design self-publishing community. So I was organizing exhibitions for other people, but not with photography, but with graphic design. So in a way, I think here in Serbia, I think I got bored a bit with it because um, it was never like good enough, like I wanted to do, and it was always almost without money, only with help with from my friends. So yeah, I think at some point I was just, well, I don't want to do this anymore in this way. So I don't know. With photography, I didn't even try um, to show my works for the local galleries, or I don't know, festivals, institutions, whatever. So maybe the thing is that I didn't approach anyone abroad, so I didn't have
I
like.
will suggest you. I will suggest you to approach with, for example, some galleries in Amsterdam or in Belgium, or even Copenhagen Photo Festival, Paris Photo Festival. I mean, they are constantly used to publish work like your. I mean, I know in my experience, I know, and they search things like that because the point is your picture are real. This is the point, and there is no experimentation in this way. It's just photography and the approach to reality. But the work is interesting because it's kind of framing the reality. So it's really like composing poetry. So every picture is a word and compose a poetry. It's really easy, in some ways, and really
Yeah.
complicated because then uh, the rhythmic, in a way, let's jump also from us some other truths. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think there is a lot of things. I mean, it's probably, yeah, it's the hardest part is to better figure out in a way what to say about your picture. I will say to you, the best advice I received in my life was, when you don't have a story, create a story. So just lie about what you. No one will go to research about what you say, and this will help. I mean, because we are actually in a system that there are a lot of people that produce aesthetical content really good, but the only things can make the change between one another is the stories behind, and I think the story is always the 90% of yes than just aesthetics.
Yeah.
Then if there is aesthetics, there is a form, if there is shape, I mean, it will be easier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will say that. And yeah, so I hope to have another talk with you. Let's say in a range of 6-12 months, and to let's see what story come out from, because it's I think every time after a podcast I see something about the person I have in front. The person in front sees something about what we talk about, and that produce in a way some thought about, and some evolution.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you for all your advices.
Yeah, it's nice for me to talk with you, and to discover better what is you and what is your work. So I wanna say that if anyone, as I say always, it's in the link in description. I mean, there is a lot to learn if you follow Philip, and yeah, I think it's really interesting the work. I hope uh, to give you good advice to sell your stuff also on some other platform, because I think uh, some of picture could work really good. I mean, I would put in my room some stuff, and yeah, thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much. It was nice meeting, chatting with you.